All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Makakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone that taught us this truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. And the elect begins with the 144,000. YAHAWAH, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jehovah. BAHASHAM is in the name. YAHAWASHI, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. The Rakakodash is the Holy Spirit. I'm the brother I will lump you with the gym at Chicago camp out here in Chicago. Come back at you with another lesson. And Lord willing, I hope this lesson be edifying to the hopeful righteous elect, the ones of the household of faith. Once again, I hope this lesson be edifying. Just want to, do a lesson on this whole, situation with vocab alone, man. A vocab in the pain, starting with in the pain in our side, starting with the elders and apostles on down for a long time now, man. Because what this devil is ultimately trying to do, man, he's trying to demonize the truth. Because what? Ultimately, the decree came from elder apostles to her that we're no longer dealing with this devil, man. When you see him, when he's coming up, trying to ask questions, whatever the case may be, man, call the cops. That's what we're commanded to do by elder apostle to her, man. Because what? He's coming with the same games and situations of that nature, man. And ultimately now he's trying to demonize the truth, which he's been doing for a long time now. Now we have this new situation, a premiere video that's actually premiering today. It says suspect arrested while watching an Israelite video in his garage. Now it's to the point where he's trying to deem the whole Israelite movement, this whole Israelite thing, Salakia, a terrorist organization, man. And started with, our elders and apostles on down of Great Millstone. We teach the Bible, man. We don't do anything carnal, man. We just, bring the precepts out. We edify, thus saith the Bible, man. We're not out here, carrying, guns and things of that nature, trying to be carnal with people, man. We're just teaching the Bible, man. So ultimately this devil is trying to do everything in his power to ultimately demonize the truth, which, putting a title to this lesson, man. Ultimately it's going to, the time of persecution is close, man, and this devil's only, adding to that, Haman Malone. I'm gonna get that in Esther because this, this character vocab Malone is coming in the spirit of Haman, man. Trying to deem us terrorists, ultimately trying to demonize the truth. But and that's the spirit he's coming in, man. Ultimately trying to accuse us. But let's actually get that real quick. This is the book of Revelations 12 and 10. It says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power. It says, in the power of his Mashiach. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. Who is the accusing of our brethren, man? Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. Vocab Malone, ultimately trying to demonize us, calling us terrorists, man. And here you have it, man. We're just, we're not being carnal with anybody, we're just coming out the Bible. We're just, bringing the precepts out. We're not being carnal with individuals. We're not, bringing, weapons to camp. These other camps, these 501c3 charter camps, like Sakari, IUIC, recently, the Sakari ultimately did a sit down with this individual, man, giving this devil a hug. But ultimately, this devil is trying to ultimately accuse us, try to demonize the truth. This is what this devil is doing, man. Calling us terrorists, for just simply bringing out the, the precepts in the Bible. It says, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down. It says, which accused them before our power day and night. That's what this individual, vocab is doing, man. He's trying to come up with ways to ultimately demonize the truth, man. Because he's trying to come up with certain ways to ultimately, to try to, have a discussion or a sit down with us, man. But what? As elder apostle, gave the decree, man, when we see this devil, man, we call the cops on him. Because we know the schemes of the devil, man. The scripture says, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. And he's coming with a lot of devices, to ultimately try to demonize the truth. And it says, because ultimately this is going into the persecution too, man. Because what? It's going to come a time where what? Esau Edom is going to try to persecute the saints, man. But ultimately the Lord is going to have his elect protected. It says, verse 11, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, which is YAHAWASHI, and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. Right, talking about the elect, because the elect is not going to love their lives unto death, man. Even if it means dying for this truth, man. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens. Verse 12, it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, right? Who is the devil? Esau Edom, man, the self-proclaimed white man. You know, devil means adversary. You know, devil means deceiver. It says, for the devil has come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time, right? Because ultimately, the persecution season is coming. You know, this devil is trying to do any and everything. You know, the famine of the word is here. So ultimately, this devil is trying to do any and everything to ultimately what? To demonize the truth. You know, to ultimately come up with his NWO agenda, man. You know, he's trying to, to shut the truth down. And that's what this devil Vocab Malone is doing, man. You know, he's trying to demonize the truth, trying to call us terrorists, for just bringing out the scriptures, man. And like I said before, this whole individual, this whole character, Vocab Malone, he's coming in that Haman spirit, man. But let's get this Esther, the 3rd chapter, because ultimately this is the same thing, the same spirit, that this devil Vocab is coming in, man. The spirit of Haman. So this is the book of Esther 3:1. We're just gonna go, go to the account. It says, and after these things did King Ahasuerus, which is King Xerxes, and after these things did King Xerxes promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, and advanced him, and set his seat above all the princes that were with him. It says, and all the king's servants that were, it says, that were in the king's gate, bow and reverence Haman, for the king had so commended concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence. And right, and our elders and our apostles, we don't give this devil, any reverence. This devil Vocab Malone, man. Vocab Malone is trying to come up with any and every way, just to try to come talk to us, to get his questions answered. But he comes with the same questions every single time, man. About the whole Gentile situation, man. He's coming with that, in that spirit. Everybody can be saved. And every time, this devil, used to come up prior, our elders and the apostles always used to say what? Going into the mystery of the Gentiles, to understand who those Gentiles were, which are the Israelite foreigners, man. But what? This devil Vocab, hey, he's constantly trying to come up with schemes to, to try to, ultimately demonize the truth, man. But, let's continue on this account. It says, verse 3, says, then the king's servants which were in the king's gate said unto Mordecai, why transgressest thou the king's commandment? Now it came to pass, when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matters would stand, for he had told them that he was a Jew. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath. Right, like same spirit that this nigga Vocab is in, man. It says, and he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had showed him the people of Mordecai. It says, wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Xerxes, even the people of Mordecai. It says, in the first month, that is the month Nisan, and the 12th year of King Xerxes, they cast pur, that is, and the lot before Haman, from day to day, and from month to month, to the 12th month, that is the month Adar. And Haman said unto King Xerxes, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people and all the provinces of thy kingdom, and their laws are diverse from all people, neither keep they the king's laws, therefore it is not for the king's profit to suffer them. So he's basically in Xerxes' ear, this individual Haman, to ultimately to do away, with the Israelites, And what is Vocab doing, today, man? Ultimately try to come up, with ways to demonize the truth. I had, at the start of the lesson, I basically, showed a still image of one of Vocab's video that's going to premiere today, man. Of an individual, a terrorist, ultimately, watching the Israelite video and ultimately, accusing us of being terrorists, essentially, man. It says, verse 9, it says, if it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business, to bring it into the king's treasuries. And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it to unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the Israelites' enemies. It says, and the king said unto Haman, the silver is given to thee, the people also do to do with them as it seemeth good to thee. It says, then were the king's scribes called on the 13th day on the first month of the first month, and there was written according to all that Haman had commanded to the king's lieutenants, and to the governors that were over every province, and to the rulers of every people of every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, in the name of King Xerxes was it written, and sealed with the king's ring. It says, and the letters were sent by post into all the king's provinces to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Israelites, both young and old, little children and women, in one day, even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month of Adar, to take the spoil of them for a prey. So, right, you have this nigga Haman, basically in King Xerxes' ear, to ultimately, to put it into law, to basically do away with the Israelites, man, to kill off the Israelites, because what? Mordecai did not want to bow to this nigga Haman, man, and ultimately, this nigga Vocab alone is being cut left and right, starting with our elders and apostles on down. He's trying to do any and everything to ultimately demonize, the truth, man, starting with our elders and apostles, It says, verse 14, it says, the copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people, that they should be ready against that day. It says, the post went out being hastened by the king's commandment, and the decree was given in Shushan the palace, and the king and Haman sat down to drink, but the city Shushan was perplexed. Right, and we ultimately know that Haman did not succeed, man, because ultimately the plot that Haman had forth, to ultimately to do away with the Israelites, whispering in Xerxes, it ultimately came back to bite them in the ass, man. And the same thing is going to happen to this nigga Vocab. What ended up happening to Haman? I believe that's Esther, the 8th chapter. Because you have to understand, man, no matter how much these devils try to demonize the truth, try to call us this, try to call us that, you can't do anything against this truth, man. This is the book of Esther 8. And let me see. I believe it's at Esther 8. Let me go to the blue letter. It could be either Esther 8 or Esther 9. Because ultimately it end up, coming back to bite Haman in the ass, just like it's going to come back and bite Vocab in the ass, man. Let me see. Salakia. I believe it might be Esther 8. Because ultimately we know that what? Haman was hanged, man. But it says, let's see. Or it could be Esther 7. This is the book of Esther 7. And I'm gonna start at the top. Esther 7:1. It says, so the king and Haman came to banquet with Esther the queen, and the king said again unto Esther on the second day of the banquet of wine, what is thy petition, Queen Esther? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? And it shall be performed, even to the half of the kingdom. Then Esther the queen answered and said, if I have found favor in thy sight, O king, and if it please the king, let my life be given me at my petition, and my people at my request. It says, for we are sold, I and my people, to be destroyed. It says to be slain and to perish, because ultimately the of Haman ultimately whispering into Xerxes' ear. It says, but if we had been sold for bond men and bond women, I had held my tongue, although the enemy could not countervail the king's damage. Then the king Xerxes answered and said unto Esther the queen, who is he and where is he that dares presume in his heart to do so? And Esther said, the adversary and enemy is this wicked Haman. Then Haman was afraid before the king and the queen. It says, the title says Haman is hanged. Because ultimately, like I said before, Vocab coming in that, that same spirit of Haman, man, which us, makes us to believe, that this nigga, Vocab Malone is Haman in the reincarnation. It says, verse 7, it says, and the king, arising from the banquet of wine in his wrath, went into the palace garden, and Haman stood up to make a request for his life to Esther the queen, for he saw that there was an evil determined against him by the king. Then the king Salakia. It says, then the king returned out of the palace garden into the place of the banquet of wine, and Haman was fallen upon the bed wherein Esther was. Then said the king, will he force the queen also before me in the house? As the word went out of the king's mouth, they cover Haman's face. It says, and Harbona, one of the chamberlains, said before the king, behold, also the gallows 50 cubits high, which Haman had made for Mordecai. Right. So ultimately, the mechanism that Haman had for Mordecai, it was ultimately used against him. But we're going to read that. We're going to continue to read that. It says, which Haman had made for Mordecai, who had spoken good for the king, standing in the house of Haman. Then the king said, hang him thereon. So they hang Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. It says, then was the king's wrath pacified. And also, if you continue to read this account, man, ultimately Haman's, whole family was hanged, man. But, just to say, this nigga Vocab Malone, it's coming in that spirit of Haman, man. Which, makes us believe, starting with our elders and apostles on down, that this nigga is, Haman in the reincarnation, man. Ultimately trying to demonize us, man. We're just coming out what? We just teaching the Bible, man. We're not coming with any type of carnality or anything like that, man. We're just on the highways and byways, ultimately trying to what? To reach the elect, man. But this nigga Vocab is coming up to what? To demonize us, calling us terrorists, linking us to the, with the Muslims, But, let's actually go back to the precepts I had, posted up. But ultimately, man, the things that Haman is coming, this nigga Vocab is coming up against us, it's going to be to not, man. But ultimately, we know also that this is part of the persecution, man, linking us with terrorists. But this is the book of 2 Corinthians 6:3. It says, because, we got to do our part also, man. When we teach, man, we have to remain spiritual, man. Talking about, us brothers that's teaching, man. Us that's doing these lessons, that's on the highways and byways, man. We have to be, as the scriptures say, harmless as wise as serpents, harmless as doves, man. Because this devil is watching us, man. Seeing, as we're going to slip over here a little bit, so we have to always remain spiritual when we teaching this word, man, not carnal. This is the book of 2 Corinthians 6:3. This is for us brothers. It says, giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed, right? Because this devil Vocab Malone is trying to come up with any and everything to ultimately try to blame the ministry, man. Trying to call us, rapists, trying to call us, terrorists, things of that nature, man. So this devil is trying to do any and everything to what? To try to demonize the truth, man. But us brothers and that's teaching this word, man, putting up our lessons, man. We have to remain spiritual at all times, man. We got to be on the watch, because what? These devils are watching us, man. But let's continue. Because like I mentioned before, man, this is also a part of what? The persecution, Because we know that this devil is going to come down on us, man, for what? Ultimately teaching the Bible, man. Because we are already in the midst of what? The famine of the word, man. They're going to deem us, terrorists for teaching this word. This is the book of Revelations 2:10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days, which ultimately is a period of time. It says, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life, right? Because ultimately, like I said before, this is ultimately, we're going to be persecuted for teaching this word, man. We're going to be cast into prison. We're going to be demonized, And ultimately, this is what this devil Vocab Malone is doing right now, man. That premiere video he's finna come out with, man, saying that, a terrorist, was watching the Israelite video, trying to link us with that madness, man, But I want to get this also, because like I said, the persecution is coming, man. But ultimately, we know that YAHAWASHI is going to have his elect covered, man. His men that's teaching his word, week in, week out, he's going to have his men covered and protected. This is the book of 2 Ezra 16:70. It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, right? Because ultimately they're going to try to come after the men of the Lord, man, for teaching his word, Because what? The Bible, us teaching this word, man, it's a big blow to Esau's kingdom, man, and they know that. So they're going to try to do any and everything to ultimately try to what? To demonize the word. 2 Ezra 16:71. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Right. So Esau Edom is, hey, that Revelations 12 and 12, which I just read. You know, what was that, the beginning of the lesson? You know, coming down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time, man. You know, so he's gonna try to come up against the saints with everything, man. You know, try to take us. You know, I read that Revelations 2 and 10. You know, a lot of us is gonna, go into prison. Some of us is gonna be tried. You know, some of us is gonna be martyrs. It says, verse 71. It says, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." It says, "For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." Right, because we're coming into the time of Jacob's trouble, man. You know. But let's finish this out. It says, verse 73. It says, "Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire." Right, because ultimately, when they try to come looking for us, for ultimately preaching this word, man, the Lord is going to protect us, man. What's that? Isaiah 59 and 19. The Lord is going to lift up a standard, ultimately lift up that standard against us. When the enemy shall come in like a flood. It says, verse 74. It says, "Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same." All right, this is the beginning stages of that persecution, man. You got this nigga Vocabs, Haman Malone, trying to ultimately come up against, the word and trying to demonize it, man. And it's going to come to a point, man, where, this devil is going to come after us for preaching this word, man. We're in those stages right now, man. We're in that time now, man. With this whole AI situation, also they can put our faces, and basically, connect us with things that we're not really connected with, man. Hey, this is the times that we're coming into, man, the persecution. And this is the beginning stages of it, man. But, just something I wanted to bring out real quick, Lord, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to end up by giving all praise, honor, glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, BAHASHAM. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone that taught us this truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. Lord, I hope this lesson was edifying. Until next time, Kwame Yasharallah, Shalom, and Abba Ball.